What have you learned this morning? What did you learn this morning?
What did you learn this morning?
Venerable, I learned that there was much more of a Zen connection here at Suanmokh than I realized.
Oh,
I didn't realize that before.
I see.
That perhaps Venerable Buddhadasa had a connection with that and wanted to go directly to the main point.
Buddhadasa is open-minded. He read all. Hinayana, Mahayana, Theravada. He read everything, and then he don't believe anything, but he listen, and then he crystallize from all. You see, that's the way of Buddhadasa. So I think he is a sage. You know sage, S-A-G-E, a sage. He learned a lot. He read Encyclopedia Britannica when I was a child. You know Britannica?
Yeah. Encyclopedia book. That brand.
That means every knowledge of the world from A to Z. See that Buddhadasa. And he never learned English from the school. He learned English by himself. That he called self-taught and self-learned. That Buddhadasa. So UNESCO give the prize to him. He is the most important people of the world. One of the most important people of the world. That Buddhadasa. So his works is covered on the world now. If without Buddhadasa, I'm not here. Because I have learned Buddhism from my society, and that Buddhism not the real one, because they don't teach like Buddha teaching. You know, if you go to in so many monasteries, you will see that's not the Buddhism. You have seen that. So real Buddhism is science, and you can prove. If you cannot prove, that's not the teaching of Buddha. Because in Pali we call Santitiko. Santitiko, that means you learn by yourself and you see by yourself. That you can prove. That's Buddhism. See that? So about reincarnation, you hear about reincarnation? That's the book. That's Buddhadasa. He gives the new explanation. Have you read that book? That we call dependent origination. That Buddhadasa explained to the world. And that's really science. You can prove, you can practice, but what the previous explanation you cannot practice. But maybe you never read it, because Zen Buddhism, they don't read the scripture.
You know why?
Why?
Because I have a leading teacher.
Oh, I see.
I came from Vancouver to Houston from art because of a web teacher. So that's the reason. We have a leading teacher. The way she teaches help us directly. Like this morning, we told us the song directly like that.
From mind to mind. That's the way of Zen Buddhism. Zen Buddhism that come from the history that Mahakassapa, that he look at the Lord Buddha and show the lotus, and Lord Buddha smile. That means that's mind to mind.
Truly venerable. I found out about Buddhism. Actually, I was living in Sri Lanka. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Sri Lanka for a few years. That's how I met Buddhism. Before, I don't know. I'm from a Catholic family. But when I met it, something connected very deep in me. But then after that, from that point on, I read books, I listened to a lot of talks, I visited a lot of places, and I put a lot of knowledge in my head. But very interesting is that it wasn't until I met Zen Master that I found out I had completely missed the core of Buddhism. I missed the essence, the very thing about awake, that the Buddha was teaching people how to go within, to wake up from illusion. I learned all about the different teachings and, many knowledge things around in rituals and all, but I missed that core that the Zen points to. And that's what I found from a living teacher is I got lost, like you said, many places. There's temples everywhere, but they're not clear about the Buddhism.
So I think if the Buddha awake or still alive, he came to see all monastery in Thailand, maybe he cannot remember.
Yeah. He not recognize what you find there.
No recognition. You have a very good deal with reading. When you read and then you found out that's illusion all, and not the truth.
I put a lot in, but my life changed. The same things repeat.
Buddha Dasa said, if you learn insight, that means you learn from your practice, and then all knowledge in the world will come to you. But if you learn from outside, you have to hunting, or following all knowledge in the world. And that means when I have my experience, I will throw up, throw out. And then you will read from my throw out.
Yeah, right.
You see that? So you read so many things.
That's right. Put in.
So yes, you read inside, and then all knowledge will come to you. That's the way. So I cannot tell you that I am sense or I am Theravada. That I am nothing. But I practice on the way that they call Theravada here. But to me, I am nothing. You understand that?
Then truly, what is your goal? What is the purpose for your practice?
My practice? Nothing. Because end of purpose. End of purpose is nothing.
Is that the same awake? The end of all form?
When we say nothing, it's two meanings. Number one, nothing from ignorance, that means you don't see anything.
Right.
Number two, nothing from knowledge, or from vicha in Pali. That means you have seen everything and then everything is nothing. So you use the same word but different meaning. The same that the people when they're laughing from ignorance or from knowledge. You see that? But they're laughing. We can see outside the same, but inside we don't know. So Buddha Dasa, when he gives the Dhamma talks, he laughs. But he's laughing, not like the people in general laughing. He laughs because he see illusion. And he laughing at illusion. It's that so. It's moving on the time. Nothing to be positive or negative. See. But the people in the world when they laugh because they can get the benefits or the positive ways. And they will cry when they go to the negative. You see that? But if you're laughing from your knowledge, that means you're laughing forever. You get that? Yes?
May I share what I learned today?
Oh, very good.
I learned that we all have a connection, a very deep connection. And I hear you talk about true home. And that's exactly what our Zen Master is teaching, is how to get back to true home. And she is an amazing teacher. She's like a GPS.
Okay.
So it's exactly how to get back to true home. And And we are very happy to be here this time with her, traveling with her, to visit the history of the place where she awakened at
Suanmokh.
Yeah, so it's very special to us that
you came back to Puthakaya. You know Puthakaya?
Yeah.
Puthakaya, you know Puthakaya? That's the place that Lord Buddha got enlightened. Puthakaya. You came back to the Puthakaya. Yes.
And today, as Zen Master, we'd like to give you a gift, a book she wrote called The Power of Awake.
Oh.
And truly, from the beginning, she never intended to write a book.
Oh, then?
Never. But because many students who were touched by her teaching knew that
I know the same story.
The world would benefit from meeting the Zen Master. So this is like a compass to show people that there is a awake teacher here to teach and guide. And so from there, the book was established so that many people can touch with Zen Master's message about awakening.
That's the message.
Yes.
The message.
It's venerable. It's like when you see the book, you'll see there's not a lot of words.
No.
There's a lot of space and a picture or something. But the point is just
you
to
mentioned
give
this.
people a hint. She just wants to give people a hint that this is real. Awake is real. Like you mentioned, it's already inside each person. But there is somebody alive right now to show each one how to go back. Not to understand it, but to realize and to live 24/7 from awake. So the book was truly her compassion for our constant asking to please just write something, because without a book, without something, it's very hard for people to know where to look or what to look for exactly. So the book, you'll see, it's not meant, there's not knowledge. It is just a hint, and each page there's a chance to realize something very deep.
Very good. I got it. So I thought back to when I teach my students. When you read the books, you have to read between the lines. Between the lines. So, and the book, just only the guideline to bring you there. And when you reach there, no words. So, you use the word only to guide you there. When you reach there, then no words to say. You see that? That's the meaning of, real meaning of Nirvana. Nirvana does mean no words. But if you can speak Nirvana, and that means you never reach Nirvana. If you reach, no words.
The reason I picked the page, the sun cover, here they say the sun, here say the cloud.
Oh.
And when the sun rises, all the cloud illusion falls off, and we go back to the
very good picture.
original. And that's the power is the sun.
The power of awake.
Can break through all illusion. Awaken, but we say awake. We use that word. And then when this one, the sunrise, all illusion falls off, gone, and all things.
So you lit the light at the dark room.
The dark room.
Very good.
Can you give me your name, please?
My name, MAE-TI-KO.
Can you say
MAE-TI-KO. MAE-TI-KO. MAE-TI-KO, that's Pali words. That mean the sage. Sage.
No, today is November 26th.
November 26th. Yeah.
Venerable Maetiko, are you Thai? Are you from Thailand here?
Thai.
Yeah.
By relative truth.
Relative, yes.
I have been in America in 1974. I went to New York, to Minnesota, to North Dakota, to California, San Francisco. I have aunts in Sacramento. Just more than 40 years. And now all of them gone, they are gone.
Because both Zen Masters will be teaching in California in January, in the southern part of California. They teach all around.
You know, we, like you, we never meet each other before. Until 2004. And
2004?
Yes, and he came from Vietnam to Hawaii. And I came from Houston, Texas to Hawaii. Some monks invited me to go to the teach. And that moment we meet each other. And we know we at the same home. And from there, I invite him to come to our center to teach. And up until today, that's when we all are students to go home. And today with you, we
stay in the same home.
Yeah, same home.
Same home, one home.
Yeah.
So if we stay in the home, and then we will stay together.
Yes.
But when we get out of the home, that's when we never see each other.
Yes, that's true. And even different background, different age, different gender, but we are same home, no conflict at all. Right? No, nothing. Just and in here, I tell you, very interesting. Wake up from this illusion, truly happy.
I just attach my mind.
Wow, that's why I feel about you.
Wake up from illusion. That's only enough.
Yes, that is
That's enough.
Yeah.
Because we have problem because we still sleep.
Yes.
And we don't know. We think that we are awake. Even we still sleep.
Yeah.
And then we never awake.
Nói với ông giác ngộ từ mê nhưng mà giác ngộ có thể phá mê.
Yeah. Nói là
Giác ngộ từ mê nhưng mà giác ngộ phá mê.
Instead it's awake come from, you know, when we sleep we know we are awake. But when we wake up no more sleep. Anyway.
But that what Buddha said, when you awake, you have to know that you are real awake.
Yes, really awake.
See that?
Yes.
Like in after the 8 phone pass, and then you will get through. That's the result.
Yes.
That's number one. That means you have the right knowledge, and then that you have the right freedom.
Yes.
You have to know that the right knowledge, that you know that you have the right freedom.
Right. Yeah. And when you're on that level, it's full of compassion, full of wisdom, and full of capacity to wake people up. Right? There's a wisdom mind.
Why?
And compassion.
Why?
And then from there.
Why you have to have the compassion?
Why?
Why?
You'd say why? Compassion arise. Why? When you have compassion.
Why? So many people they don't have the compassion.
Why?
And they read the books.
Yeah.
But the benefits from compassion, 11 number.
Yes.
Number one, you wake. When you awake, you are happy. When you go to sleep, you are happy. That means you happy all the time. And why? All people they don't have compassion.
Why?
If they have compassion, what happened to the world?
Yes.
You see that? So many benefits, 11 benefits in the scripture, they say that. But I asked the people who came to the monastery, why you don't have compassion? So I ask you here again.
Why?
Be venerable, because now we're living with illusion, so even if we love, but with condition love, always conditional love. Everything, in every moment, until we wake up. The moment we wake up, we have true love. That is compassion.
That's your explanation. But to me, maybe a different explanation, maybe the same meaning. Now, to me, the people they cannot have compassion because their mind still have suffering.
Still live in illusion.
That they might have suffering. If no suffering, and then you are free. That means you have you see illusion. When you free from illusion, and then that means you don't have suffering in mind, and then you will see the suffering in the other people. So your compassion will come.
I experience it like just there's not compassion because we hold on so much. My cup is full of me. It's full of my own ego and my own illusion. How can I see someone else clear? I can't see myself. But step by step, as we transform that, the compassion starts to arise. I see what blocks us.
You have seen your own suffering before.
Yeah.
And then you look at the others. You see this, they're still stuck with the suffering there. So your compassion come up, arise at that time. That's very good. You see, we explain in different way, but the same thing.
Same thing, yes.
Same thing. So the words can go many ways.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We are in the same world. It's no matter what language, what kind, what way we explain, still same point.
So, Suanmokh, we cannot say this sense because Buddhadasa, he said that he is the slave of the Buddha and he bring the Buddha teaching to the world, the real teaching of Buddha. So we don't talk about Zen, Theravada, Mahayana, Hinayana. No, only teaching of Buddha. See that?
But now Suanmokh la place like Bodhikaya, right? The place Bodhikaya Suanmokh because
Bodhikaya, okay, for you.
For me, Bodhikaya.
Truly, now because Venerable shared that with us, I can see why it is a perfect place for awakening to appear on this planet. This planet is a very dark place. A lot of conflict, a lot of fighting, inside ourselves, but with each other, right? Everybody, right, wrong, and fight. But why this could be such a perfect place for awake to return to the planet. I see it.
So I ask you, where is the war? Origination of war? In the mind of man. In the mind of man, from ignorance of the mind. See that? Do you know CPU? CPU.
Like a computer?
Computer processing unit. If you want computer process something, you have to put the data in there. And how about our mind? Our mind. I call NPU, mind processing unit. So if you want your mind process the freedom, you have to put the right data. And then your mind processing unit will process the right thing. Some say that Buddha teaching is very hard to get enlightened. And I said, why is very hard? If you do the right thing, and the right answer will come. See? You want what? You want to get oil from coconut, but you don't know coconut. You bring what? The mango, and then you want to get the oil from mango, because the mango will not give you the oil, because you need oil from coconut, and you don't know the coconut. So if you put the right coconut, and then you can get the oil very easy. Can you understand my explanation? So that sometimes I think, why Lord Buddha, he takes 6 years to find the answer. 6 years by himself. But after he got enlightened and he told us everything, why we take very long? Right?
Yeah, it's true. When I follow the Zen Master as a direct teacher, I realized that I asked Zen Master, why before the Buddha said one sentence, they can enlighten? Now, we practice a lot. We read a lot of books, why not? So the answer had it. Zen Master didn't answer me. She just asked me how she helped me to realize inside. That is the evidence. Now I realize that is awake energy from awakened teacher. That is important thing we're missing for a long time. So that's what people cannot enlighten because they don't have awakened teachers to help. That is really important point. So from that day, before she didn't tell she awakened until 1 year ago. She should let us know because all of students are awake and they realize the energy. But even me, I don't know what is it. Keep asking until the moment she told us she woke up in Thailand in 2001. So that's the reason why we came here this year. We really want to visit the place she woke up, and honestly, we appreciate this place too. And then awakened teacher.
You want to go now?
Yeah. We really
You want to go that place now? Okay. And I will show you the way, and then you have to go by yourself because I have some activities. So you can ask the people who get in charge there. You can stay there or not. Maybe you have a chance to stay there. So you want to go there with your things, or you want to leave your things here? Up to you. But if you are quite sure that you have a place to stay tonight, that means here. But there, we don't know.
Okay.
So this is about the time that you will go back to your Puddakaya.
Can we take a photo with you?
Why not?
Okay, yes.
In Deutsch you say warum, and then warum nicht.
Rồi, con đứng đâu?